That is out in Western North Carolina. I currently teach at Clyde Elementary School. And if you are wondering where that is, we are a teeny tiny town about an eighth of a mile, but we are about 26 miles west of Asheville. So here you can see both a QR code if you need it to scan and hop in, or I've got the bit.ly up on the screen, and the bit.ly is also in the chat. So feel free to click on that and access it however is easiest for you. I will go ahead and let you guys know I do have a little bit of a cold. My husband and I were doing a presentation in Denmark last Monday, and I seem to have caught a little bug on the trip home. So apologize in advance for any sneezing, coughing, or tea sipping. That's just so I can get through since I did teach all day today as well. All right. So if you don't mind, I always love to do a little check-in, and I'm a dog person. I'm sorry if you're not. But if you would go ahead and throw into the chat, which dog are you feeling like at the moment? I'll go ahead and tell you I'm dog number 3. It is 7 p.m. and I wish I was well, I am at home, but I wish I was in my pajamas and bundled up in a blanket. All right, we got a number 4, number 2, number 1. Yeah, number 2 as well. Definitely. It's late. Most of us teachers are already in like bedtime mode. All right. Thank you so much for humoring me. I love a little check-in. It's a great thing you can easily do on the computer with your students or dropping those into your Google Classroom just as a way to gauge how your students are feeling. I know you've all been following the news, so as you know, here in Western North Carolina, we've been checking in on our students on the daily. Every single kid who walks into my class, making sure I let them know how happy I am that they are there, and I'm happy that you are here with us tonight. All right. We will skip the second one just in the interest of time. And whether you are a 1 or a 5, when it comes to using digital tools and AI for education, I'm hoping you'll leave here feeling more comfortable. All right. So who am I and why am I qualified to talk to you guys about any of these things? Well, I am an elementary school librarian. I'm at my 6th year at Clyde Elementary School, but I also have worked in 2 different academic libraries, and I also was a youth services librarian in Mecklenburg County for a couple of years before I moved out to Western NC. I have a 15-year-old son. He is at a performing arts high school in Raleigh where he lives with his mom and his stepdad. And oops, I was trying to admit someone in the room and started moving all my slides around. Some things that qualify me to talk about a couple of these things, just so you know, in addition to being fascinated by AI and thinking it's a great tool, I did complete the Rethink course through NCDPI, which focused on blended learning, which, hey, great thing to have in our back pockets because natural disasters happen. Last year and this year, I'm serving on the collaborative, and I am working with DPI right now on a committee to help rewrite our library media standards. And then I am a regional advisory board member for NCSMLA for Region 8, which is that region out here in the mountains. Also, you may see that's my headshot there. I play roller derby. I have been playing roller derby for 16 years, and I also coach the local junior roller derby team. So there's your fun fact about me. All right. Why digital tools? Why are they so important? Well, first of all, if we're being honest, one of the reasons they're rewriting the library standards is because they all say 20th and 21st century, and we're past that now. All of our learners are 21st century and beyond learners, and technology and digital tools are providing a significant amount of education for our students. Using digital tools is a great way to help our students prepare for the real world and get them ready, even at the youngest age. to use AI to interact with different digital platforms and be comfortable using technology. Because, I can tell you, my kids can do a whole lot on a phone or an iPad, but I asked my second graders to type in kahoot.it, and I'm telling you, it takes us 20 minutes. And sometimes I'm lazy and I just drop the link in my Google Classroom because I want us to get to the stuff. But they have to know how to do these things. They have to know how to type. And whether you liked it or not, you're probably appreciating your keyboarding class that you took, back when, well, depending on how old you are, back in the early 90s, if you were me. But kids don't have these skills. And so, how can we integrate these skills and more to help them be successful? And I'm using all of these things with elementary school students as young as second grade. So, if they can do it, I promise you guys can do it too. All right, so some key benefits of using digital tools are increased accessibility. I'm going to show you a couple of different tools that will help level your text, translate your texts, and great ways to level DOK questions. I didn't even know what the word DOK meant as a school librarian, but once I figured it out, I was like, oh, my teachers need this. Let me share this with them. But it also gives you time and place flexibility. And the most important thing for me is this interactive engagement. I don't want my students just coming in and sitting in front of a computer because they're in the library. I want them to be doing things and interacting with me and be a part of the lesson. And so that's what a lot of these tools are going to allow you to do with your students today. All right, first tool that I am super grateful for, and I'm going to be diving in with my students next week, is PBS Learning Media. All educators get a free account, and they have some fabulous election resources and things about citizenship and democracies and how our government works. And I know that the classroom teachers don't have a lot of time to cover that in their classroom. So next week, we're going to talk a little bit about voting in elections. And the week after, in my library, we're going to talk about how our government works and how, votes are counted. Because I know that this is going to be a polarizing election, and kids are going to come in with big feelings and big opinions that they've gotten for their parents. And so I want to be someone that they can feel open and comfortable having respectful discussions with about the political climate and, votes and choices that have been made in our area, because they will probably be very different from the way the votes shake out in a lot of the bigger cities here in North Carolina. PBS Learning Media, I'm not going to jump into that website, but I highly recommend it's something that you take a look at. I did link a couple of lessons earlier. They have everything from pre-K and kindergarten, and then they have interactive lessons for all grade levels. If you teach life cycle of a butterfly, this interactive butterfly lesson is fabulous. It has them labeling diagrams on their computer and drawing the butterfly's little proboscis. They get to draw the little tongue on the butterfly. And it's got videos that are so up close where they can really, really see the teeny tiny prick of the little caterpillar inside the egg. They're that detailed. So if you've never checked out PBS Learning Media, it's fabulous. I wouldn't know about it if it weren't for NCTIES. I actually went to and saw a presenter who works with PBS Learning Media. He was phenomenal. And this has become a great resource that I love sharing with my teachers. I don't have to reinvent the wheel. And sometimes, if I know I'm not going to be there and I don't know who my sub is, some of these lessons are a great thing to drop into my Google Classroom and leave for my students to do. Because I don't know what it is about Haywood County, but all the substitutes are legit, y'all. They're in their 70s and technology is not their thing. So I know I can count on my kids to get to Google Classroom and do an assignment without the sub needing to turn on the computer. So this is a fantastic resource, and it is very engaging, and the students enjoy doing them. Oops, I'm going the wrong way. I'm not using my normal computer, so I apologize. All right, gamification tools. You say the word book it in my library, and you would have think I turned on the disco ball and the party lights, and the wah wah wah. My kids lose it over some book it. So if you aren't familiar with Look It, it's the same thing as Kahoot, but it's like ultra gamified. And you can turn the things that they're doing into like battle royale where they face off against each other, or races, or like treasure chest hunts and things of that nature. And the kids go gaga over it. They love it so much. So I say it's like a Kahoot, but better because like Kahoot was the thing like 5 years ago. You got to move on. You got to do Book It. In addition to Book It, there's also another one called GimKit, which was created by, I can't remember if it was a high school student or a college student as part of their projects, but it works similarly and it's got the gamified arcade style games that you can put in the questions for. And then the students all just join with a join code like you would a Kahoot. With these, if you are working with elementary school students, don't let them create their own account, okay? It is a 13 and up. So they shouldn't be creating their own account. Just my little like, check off your COPA compliance there. Don't have them create an account. Just have them go to it. Also, if you're working with little littles, a lot of these now have a QR code that you can post. So they can just open up their iPads, take a picture of that QR code, and they can use these as well. Down at the bottom, I have Nearpod and CuriePod. I don't use Nearpod a lot. I know a lot of people like it, but I am going to show you CuriePod a little bit later. And CuriePod is my favorite thing because you can take slideshows you've already done and Curify them, which turns them into interactive lessons, which is a lot of fun. So we'll talk about that in just a minute.
Marissa, we have a question from Tanya. Is Book It good for high school? Do you happen to have any insight into the high school offerings that Book It might have?
So I would say yeah, because you're the one creating the questions. What Blookit is doing is it is just creating kind of like an arcade style game. So think about my point of reference for me is going to be Carowinds. Like when you had the little game where you would shoot the water into a hole or you roll the ball to get the character to like go down the racetrack. They're doing the same thing, but they're moving by answering questions. So you determine the questions, and it's just making it a little more exciting than just answering questions and seeing scores on the screen. They have ones where there's one called Crypto Hack, where they can like pretend hack each other and try to get money. And there's another one called like Dinosaur Dig, and there's a fishing one where when they answer questions correctly, they get to fish. And then it comes out with some sort of prize, either money or something that they can add to like their collection. And for your older students who are older than 13, yeah, they can create an account and they can actually make these for each other. If you've got reading groups in high school, they can create questions and, share them with one another. My littles just can't do that because it would not meet our COPA compliance. Tanya, does that answer your question? Perfect. Excellent. Yeah, I would say try it out. I have yet to meet a kid who doesn't like it. My son loved it in middle school because I always would test things out on him, be like, hey, is this cool? But he's a little too busy to play around with my games these days. Okay. So my new favorite thing in the whole wide world are AI image generators because I can make so much fun stuff. You'll see I made myself into a little Funko Pop, and I think it's really cute. And I'm really sad that I can't actually own this Funko Pop. The way that I did this was with Canva Magic Studio, but there's also Adobe Firefly and Image FX. The only thing you need to be careful of when you're using image generation tools is bias. So I like to use this, and you can use this even with your littles. Canva does fall under the COPA compliance list, so students can use it as long as they're being supervised by an adult. They can log in with Google with their school accounts. So for us, that's any student 3rd grade or above can do this. So I love to do this when we're reading books, and I have them generate a prompt based on what they think the character looks like in their mind, and they can type out those characteristics. And just like that, it creates a character for them. And it can be done in the style of a Funko Pop or a Pokemon character. You can create all different kinds of images. I wish I could go through and show you all of them, but that would literally take hours because I've done so many. I design all of our school's Battle of the Books t-shirts now with Canva Magic Studio. I would just type in all kinds of crazy things like, so we're the Clyde Cardinals. So it'd be like, Cardinal in the mountains, sitting on top of a pile of books. And it would generate these really great images. And I would generate a couple, and the students got to vote on them, and they loved the opportunity to kind of help design the shirt. But I really do like it as a writing activity. Allowing my students to do a little bit of writing within these image generators to create their own images is so much fun, and they get such a kick out of the things that it creates. But the best thing is that they can go back and edit the prompt, change the prompt, and it will continue to change with the edits they make to the text. think I think way down at the bottom of the screen, there's the world's longest link there, but it was how to use Canva Magic Studio created by Stacy Lovedoll. And she already has like pre-written prompts. And so you can use those as like a way to jumpstart your imagination. So very cool. Love to play around with these. I'm trying to get the art teacher to do it, but she's like, that's not really art. And I'm like, or is it? Oh, bless my soul. I'm going to go backwards before I go forwards. Make sure I'm not missing anything. All right, somehow I missed the generative AI large language models. This is the stuff you already know about. This is the stuff you're hearing about. This is the stuff if you're in high school, you're going, oh my God, my students are cheating because they're using large language model AI. So I went ahead and listed here for you a couple of those large language models. We have Gemini, which is formerly Google Bard, and that's Google's version. You have ChatGPT, which is the one most people have heard of, Proximity AI. Now Apple has their own version, and Meta has their own version. And basically, what they all are is AI powered content creation. You can do some really cool stuff with these. It can make your life a whole lot easier in a lot of realms, but a lot of times they're not specific to education. And that's where we're going to talk a little bit later about AI for education tools. I would say of the three, ChatGPT is my least favorite. I really like Gemini, but I think of all of them, my favorite is there's Proximity and then there's Perplexity, and those are two of my current favorites. I've been at my school system for 6 years and didn't know that I could use sick leave for religious leave until I got my principal this year. I didn't end up needing it because we ended up being out of school because of the hurricane. But I used that to write a letter explaining why religious leave was needed. And it took a lot of pressure off me to try and put it in my own words because sometimes I get a little muddled. So for little things like that, that's what you can use these large language models for. All right, here's the meat and potatoes when it comes to AI tools for educators. There are two schools of thought. You have people who love Magic School AI. I think this one is better for people who are working with elementary school students because they do have their own student platform. And then there's School Space AI. I have not worked with it a ton. I don't think it's as user friendly for my younger students. So a lot of the things I'm going to show you today are in Magic School, but I recommend giving both a try. And then down here at the bottom, I have linked a wonderful little AI prompt engineering tips and tricks that I got from one of the many workshops I attended that has a Creative Commons license. So feel free to take a look at that. But I'm going to hop you guys over to Magic School so that you can see some of the things that I play around with on a daily basis. All right, so here we are in Magic School AI. First and most important, over here you have Raina, who is your AI chatbot. This would be exactly like talking to ChatGPT, Gemini, Perplexity, Proximity. But you also have really, really specific tools that you can also access. You want to create a choice board, it's going to give you a template, put in what you need, who is it going to be for, any additional details, throw in any attachments you want, and there you go. It will create a choice board. Things I highly recommend that you play around with, and I'm sorry, when I have all this open, it seems to slow things down via Zoom. They have an image generator. I'm pointing at my screen like you can see it, so I'll do it here. They also have text rewriter. This is one that you can use with students. Worksheet and multiple choice questions, generate lesson plans, report card comments. Where was this when I was a first year teacher? Where was this? I must have spent 3 or 4 hours every quarter writing report card comments. And now you have this beautiful little rubric you can use, and it will create those comments for you that you can copy and paste. Also, when I first started teaching, I had to write them by hand on these little tiny stickers. It was terrible. But this is one that I love and I always recommend to my teachers. Another one that I recommend as we're waiting for the screen to come up, they have behavior management plans and IEP generators. These are great. You've got your text translator, also wonderful. It is not perfect. It is like using Google Translate, but it's a whole lot better than trying to give your students something in a language they don't understand at all. At least they'll get some of it. For those of you who are musical, you can make a rap about just about anything. I'm not going to do that because my students do not want to hear me rap. You can create your depth of knowledge questions. You can create word problems and put your students' names in them. SEL lesson plans, thank you notes. The list literally goes on and on and on. I've even created some roller derby practices or gotten some ideas for roller derby practices using this coach sports practice. But since roller derby is not a super common sport, it definitely needed some adjustment. The secret with any of these AI tools is you let it do 70% of the work, all the background stuff, and then you put in the 30% to scaffold, to differentiate, to make it work for your students. And then my favorite thing is, like I said, that they have this for students. You can create your own classroom within Magic School called Magic Student. You can choose the tools that you want your students to be able to use, like a text rewriter or an image creator, a translator. They even have reviews and tutoring. This one I always like to stick in there for the kids. I always tell the teachers, go ahead and put a joke creator in there. They'll love it. They'll love you. And then they'll come up and tell you all the really cheesy jokes. So that's fun too. So many fun things to play with. I could stay on this for like 2.5 hours. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to keep you here that long. But seriously, especially if you have younger students, please, please, please check out Magic School and Magic Student. They are really, really phenomenal, phenomenal resources. All right, let me check the chat before we move on. Oh, wonderful. Some good comments. Yes, a lot of this is great with your adaptive students. My school actually houses the intensive intervention department for all of the elementary students in Haywood County. So if they are at all differently abled, they do come to my elementary school, and we use my intensive intervention teachers love, 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 love these tools. They think they are so helpful. All right, trucking along because I want to respect your time. Okay, if you're not going to use Magic School, oh boy. Okay, I'm still here. I got a message and it was like, oh, Zoom quit. Sorry about that, everybody. I have no idea what happened. All right, so next tool that I want to show you, if you're not going to use Magic School and all of that seems like too much to you, at least check out Diffit. It is an AI-based tool that allows you to create and level content for all reading levels, second grade through 11th, although I think you can get it higher. But it also will level the text in 68 different languages. We have large, so a little bit about Clyde, our population is 98% white, about 1% Hispanic, and that number is growing. And then we have small numbers of African American, Cherokee, and other Native American. And then we do have some Asian American students. But Diffit has become a lifesaver for my teachers who have students who come in and speak no English at all. Now, sometimes they come in and they don't speak any English and they don't read in their home language either. And that's another story that unfortunately I can't help you too much with. But I have worked a lot with some of our students and they're so cute. I have one, she's in 5th grade now. One student that I think about, and she just keeps her Google Translate open all the time. And that's how she asks me questions. And I just like keep an eye on her screen. And that's how we communicate. But when we're doing something or an assignment, and I know that it's something I'm going to drop into my Google Classroom for her specifically, I can make her a link and drop that information into Diffit or into Magic School so that she can still understand the content in her home language. And then she doesn't have to rely on the other students who speak that same language and pull them away from their work. She can still do the work and get the content by using a website like this. Okay, this one is definitely just for your littles, although I think you could probably use it for middle school because the kids would have fun doing it. This is something in Pear Deck. Like I said, I don't make a lot of slides in Pear Deck. It's not my personal jam, but I do love this one particular tool, and it's a flashcard generator. And so you put in the vocabulary words and the definitions, or you can use it as built-in definitions through Merriam-Webster. And you copy and paste it all inside. You post it for your students, and I put a little instructional video for how to do it here. But you post this for your student and it will pair them up and they will take turns either defining the word or drawing a picture. And then it puts their stuff together and turns it into a little flashcard, and they turn it into you so you can check the work and make sure it's correct. But what a fun thing to do to pair up two students to do this, and then you're not wasting paper because it's something they can get back to. You can link these right into your Google Classroom. Pear Deck works beautifully with Google. So you can create these awesome little flashcards for your students where they get to do a little drawing and they get to work on the definitions as well. Also, watching students draw on a mouse pad is amazing. On a whole nother tangent, if you have never done Google Quick Draw, which is an AI teaching tool where you just go to Google Quick Draw if you've never done this. It asks you to draw 6 different images. And if you have a traditional laptop, you're trying to navigate on your little box. I like doing it on my big smart panel because like I can draw really big. But then the AI tries to guess what you're drawing, and you're actually live teaching it. And you can go back and see the thousands and thousands of images that other people have done on the same picture. It's really cool. So if you've never played with that, it's fun. My kids will literally ask, can we do Google Quick Draw? Because I did it with them last year when we did some lessons about how we interact with AI in our daily lives. All right. Normally, during this time, I would offer a playtime, and I would encourage you to play around with all of the different things I have shown you. I feel like somewhere I missed CuriePod. Well, I'm going to show you CuriePod anyway because it's awesome. All right. CuriePod is basically a way to take your lesson slides and make them interactive. You can add drawing, you can add polls, you can add quizzes, and it's a great way to check student learning along with what you're doing. And the best part is when you're on a slide where you're teaching, it blanks out their screen so they can't play with anything. And it's like, look at your teacher's screen, which I love. Because then I know there's nothing on their screen. So if they're messing around with their computer, they're definitely not paying attention to me. And it works just like all of these other gamification tools. So you put it up, you present it, you can see here, it'll give you reports. But all I do for these is I make really, really basic slides presentations, and then I can throw them into the little CuriePod. So when I do that, I come down, I here, it gives the students code, and they can hop on in, and then they can see my I apologize for all the technical difficulties. It keeps telling me that I'm being logged in and out of Zoom. So if you missed it, we are in CuriePod, and this one, and it tells you down here at the bottom, it might be a little hard to see on my screen. This one's a word cloud generator. So I just ask students, and like I cheat, and we talk a little bit about genre and how genre means category. And so I say, what are some genres of music? What are some genres of movie? And then, hook, line, bring them in. Okay, so now what are some genres of books? And so you can have them create word clouds. So that's what this particular question does for them. So they can only type in one word. You can control how much time the students have to answer the questions. Then, whenever you have content on your screen, their screens will blank out and tell them to look at your screen. And then, so after we do a little bit of information, I can stop and I can give them an interactive activity like this one, where they would break into groups and they have to complete one of the activities on the choice board. Then we would come back together, and this is a little drawing activity, and they'll have little drawing tools on their screen, and they draw a spine label. Then these will actually, they're poll questions, so it'll give them answers like, so for this one where the animal book's located, you'll say like the 500 section, the 600 section, the 700 section, or the 900 section. And then they have to choose the correct answer. And so you can go through and really make your slides a whole lot more fun and exciting for your students. So I love, 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 love CuriePod. It is one of my favorite ways to make your lesson slides so much more fun and interactive for the kiddos. And I would recommend you could do this as simple or as complicated. So, like I said, I use this for my 2nd through 5th graders, but you could 100% use this with older students as well. All right, I am a huge believer in getting everything done on time or in even less time. Right now, just taking a look at some of the comments. Oh my gosh, Adrian, I'm so glad you use Diffit. It's such a fabulous tool, and I don't feel like enough people know about it. Like, this will save you when you have kids who come in and they do not speak English, or if you have 1 or 2 kids who are just, they're not there on the level with the rest of the class, and you still want them to get the content. Tools like Diffit are fabulous. Seriously, if you take anything away from this, I would say Diffit is the one to take with you, because it is a phenomenal tool. Because, yeah, not only can you level those texts, but you have the ability to translate them into 68 different languages. All right, are there any? Oh, someone just posted something. I love when you guys share things with me. All right, so Connie put the bit.ly up there, as well as another link. Oh, yep, I know Katie Bogle. This is a great one too. Yes, so they're audio to audio in the Google Translate app. So if you haven't used that and you have a student where the two of you do not speak the same language, that's really, really a wonderful tool. So if anybody has any questions, let me know. I did throw my email there. Feel free to send me an email. Because I have 2 last names, it makes it simple. It is just Miss Diesel at haywood.blah, blah, 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 blah. You know, at my school district.k12.nc.us. I'm not seeing any questions pop up, but I will definitely hang around. Thank you all so much for joining me. I really do hope you found at least one thing in this session that you can take away and share with your team, or you will just keep to yourself and make you the cool teacher on your hallway. If no one else around you is using Blooket and you use Blooket, you will have the most fun, uproarious classroom, and everyone will be coming to you going, what's got your students so excited? Because literally, they like, it's so great. They lose their minds. Oh, good. A lot more than one. Wonderful. I swear all of this stuff is really, really easy to use. I am not an IT person. When I first took this job, I'm like, you're a media specialist, right? I was like, I mean, I'm a librarian. I don't know about a media specialist. You can ask me IT questions. There's a 98% chance I can't answer them for you, but I'll help you put in an IT help desk ticket. But I do I do really thrive on finding fun new tools and ways to make technology interactive with my students because like I said, oh good, you're a media specialist. Fantastic, Tanya. It's so important that we're not just teaching kids to sit in front of a screen, but we're teaching them how to use all of these tools to make themselves better learners, but also to be able to use tools like this to share information out with each other. So I'm going to hang around for the next little bit. I have not yet put a Creative Commons license on this presentation. I'm working on getting all of that finished. It's been a very hectic couple of days. I just got back into the country after presenting with my husband in Denmark, but I will get that out. But please feel free, share this with all your teacher besties because I am here to make everybody's lives easier. That is what I feel like my job is as a media specialist and to make books fun. But it's also my job to hunt you down and make you use these really cool tools because I promise they'll make your life easier. All right, thank you so much, everybody. I really appreciate you being here. Please take these tools, share them, use them, enjoy them. And I really do hope it makes the rest of your school year a lot easier on you. You're so welcome. I'm glad it was helpful. Yes, take these resources and run with them. So you should be able to access the presentation via the bit.ly. I'm fine if you share it right out at the bit.ly. Like I said, I'm working on a Creative Commons for it. So then you can just share it. Just make sure you give me credit for it, please. Because I literally spent like 3 weeks putting all of the little fun images and things in there. Also, another tech tool is bit.ly if you're not using it. You can create QR codes and then it makes your lesson slides easy for people to access. Bonus tip. That's right, Tanya. Copyright is life. Don't play your streaming music services in your classroom. You can't do that. That's when you become the most hated person on your campus, is when you tell them unfair copyright things like that. Oh, thanks, Tanya. Thanks for putting up with my sniffles.
And thanks to everyone for being here tonight, especially thanks to Marissa for doing this presentation and pushing through um, being sick. We appreciate all the tools that you shared with us. And I've dropped the bit.ly a few more times in the chat, but I'll drop it one more time as we kind of close on out for tonight. Um, so that way you can get Marissa's resources. Just make sure, as she said, give her credit if you're sharing it with your staff. So thank you again. Marissa, if it's all right with you, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording now. One moment.